Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and a path to victory forward that he could use to secure the U.S. presidential race for 2024, and that is to save the DC cinematic universe. So you're like, wait a second, why would the U.S. president get involved in that? Well, the reality is, entertainment is today, I think Hollywood entertainment is the new American steel. So there was a point, we built, the railroads on American steel, we built ships on American steel, we built skyscrapers on American steel. And the reality is the government got highly involved. Presidents would pick up the phone, get on the horn to executives at steel places. They would impose tariffs. They would get involved in labor disputes. Like, they were highly involved. The government was highly involved and highly regulated American steel because the success of the nation was tied to it. And the reality is, I really think the success of the nation is tied to the DC cinematic universe now. And the reason why is it's a component of Hollywood, right? The big screen, right? And right now, there's an open question on whether movies will survive. If you look at Barbenheimer, the answer is yes. If you look at any other movie, the answer is no, right? And the reality is we have a 100-year-old industry that literally covers 100 to 250. Hollywood movies are the motivation, the impetus, the momentum behind literally 100 different industries, right? Concessions and popcorn and soda and toys, and the list just goes on and on and on. So the reality is, by massive regulation of Hollywood, right, Vivek Ramaswamy could set an economic lever that has been given to private industry, and private industry has completely bobbled it, right? And we need quality control on our entertainment. And the tip of the spear for entertainment right now is Marvel and DC films, and that's the solution. So can the U.S. president save the DC cinematic universe? The answer is yes, and here is how Vivek would do it. So all he would need to do, and it's guaranteed, in my humble opinion, this is guaranteed, right? All right, so here we go. So first of all, just so you're aware, right now, it's extremely difficult for any movie to break through $1 billion. This year, 2 movies did it: Super Mario Brothers and Barbie, right? And so, but in the old days, we were scraping the ceiling of $3 billion, right? So basically, all Vivek Ramaswamy would have to do to restore the DC cinematic universe is to get a $4 or $5 billion film that would break through the ceiling, establish that movies can make $4 or $5 billion, right, and re-energize the DC cinematic universe, and simultaneously the Marvel cinematic universe, and restore everyone's faith in Hollywood big screen production, right? So how would he do this? So here's what he would do. He would say, okay, listen, DC cinematic universe, you guys, you made a world in which Batman, Superman did not make $1 billion, and Aquaman made $1 billion. You've clearly, objectively mishandled every single property DC has given to Warner Brothers, right? So Warner Brothers, you guys have done a terrible job. You are messing with the economic levers of America, and this has to stop. We need quality, right? So, and then basically Vivek Ramaswamy can promise day one, right, that he will call Kevin Feige and James Gunn to the White House and say, you guys are going to do a crossover film. It's going to be Avengers and the Justice League, right? And you're going to use the Flash's Justice League. You're going to use all the Justice League characters that were in the Flash. The Flash, 3 different Batmans, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. You're going to bring Ray Fisher back as Cyborg, all right? And you're going to use the new Supergirl. You can leave Henry Cavill out. We know he's difficult, right? And then Kevin Feige, you're going to bring the entire Avengers team over, and we're going to do a crossover film. exactly the way you did in the 80s. I know you can do it because you've already done it, right? DC and Marvel got along great for decades, and you haven't done a crossover in 15 years. But for the American people, you will do this. Oh, and either one of you has objectives, no objections, no problem. You give me your short list of the executives in your group who I can deal with, and I'll excuse you, and you can take paid leave while somebody does the job that needs to be done. Eminent domain, executive order, right? And just doing what we did with American Steel. And this is in my humble opinion, this is a guaranteed $4 or $5 billion, could be $6 or $7 billion film, right? So I actually think, yes, the U.S. president can fix the DC cinematic universe. Yes, it is absolutely critical to the success of America. Yes, this should be done. Yes, Vivek Ramaswamy is the one to promise it because he's the one who could deliver it, right? Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.